everybody, Zachman18 here. Welcome back to the WTZM TV channel 18 Superstation. We are continuing on with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. I am hoping this is the final part of this Let's Play, because that would be pretty sweet if we beat the game today. We are on our fourth and final case of the game, Farewell My Turnabout, and we are heading into the second part of court. We've just tried to get Von Karma to try to get the evidence over here, because Gumshoe got actually in a crash while trying to speed his way to the court with new evidence, because he just missed De Killer and Maya. So we are heading back in there right now. Let's do this.
Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth?
That is... It's nothing, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that the suicide note is a forgery.
What?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This note was not written by Miss Impact herself. It is a fake.
So that's what we tried to figure out yesterday.
Order! Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impact, then who wrote it?
We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Carita.
Mr. Carita? Well. It looks like Miss Impact's never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Engard.
However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Engard cannot have known that, and so that facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it.
That does sound very plausible.
This theory that Engard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. Let's present evidence. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Engard to not have known it was a fake. And it's all because of the spy camera, because... yeah, it has to be the spy camera.
What is this little item called again?
A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but...
oh, that's right. A camera. You kids and your fancy toys nowadays.
Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Engard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Engard would have known that the victim had forged the note. Ugh!
So then the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way.
Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Engard's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air.
But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Engard monitored Mr. Carita 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote this note in a place Mr. Engard didn't know of.
Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? Ugh!
Order, Mr. Edgeworth. Looks like this time it is you who had dug his own grave.
Ugh. As I figured.
As you figured?
As I figured. It came down to this after all.
Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense.
When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next?
What next?
If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Engard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle.
Well, I agree with you there.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time.
Oh, well, that's fine.
However, this witness is a little unusual.
Edgeworth's stuttering? This is not like him at all.
Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth?
This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelly de Killer to commit murder.
That's impossible! Who in the... no such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness?
It's
Yes, go on, who is it?
the man himself, Mr. Shelly de Killer.
Oh, Mr. de Killer. Wait, what? Shelly de Killer?
What?
You mean the killer? I mean the assassin.
Yes, Your Honor.
He's coming here to the witness stand?
Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Yes?
Is this alright with you?
Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor.
I wonder if it really is alright to do this.
Very well then, the prosecution calls our witness to the stand.
Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us?
Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please?
Very good, sir. My name is Shelly de Killer. Oh my god, he's talking over a radio. And I'm a professional assassin.
Say, what is going on here?
Your Honor?
How can you remain so calm, and what is the meaning of this two-way radio?
Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. de Killer will testify to this court.
So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about.
Oh no, this will not do. I can't allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. de Killer himself.
Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelly de Killer.
I understand. Please wait a second.
Huh?
I'm so hungry.
Maya! Maya!
A voice, Mr. Wright. Can you confirm anything from this?
The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelly de Killer.
Looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so...
Now then, witness, there is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else.
And what would that be?
At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Carita. Is this correct?
It's as you say, I did indeed kill Mr. Carita.
Ooh. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client.
Very well.
This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it, a bad dream.
Shelly de Killer. What is he going to say?
Can't believe he's testifying. Holy crap. There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client.
Mr. de Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us.
While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. de Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief.
You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. Alright, here we go. I guess we'll just start pressing. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your clients? I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means? Sorry. Go on.
Well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright.
It's only because you don't know about Maya's situation. The trust between you and your client? I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome.
And that is why you're testifying in this manner?
This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me.
But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
It has never happened before, but if it ever did,
Yes?
that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly...
That's enough. Please, no more.
Very well, it was only a hypothetical anyway.
That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them.
It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role.
The role?
This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. This is a trespass that cannot be forgiven.
Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty?
To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die?
No, I didn't say anything.
The judge had better watch himself. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client.
I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do.
Ugh, that egomaniacal.
It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you.
Somehow, that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already.
Patience, try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and closed, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. Do I do like what I did with, powers? So I just want to make sure, because I don't want to lose any, health here. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. These are the roles and duties an assassin and his client are going to carry out. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person. I have no trust relation with the client who can't understand their assigned rule. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek.
You've made it crystal clear that you have value and trust over all else, but I believe we are ready.
Excellent.
What is it?
Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name.
If you can't ask him, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Carita?
That person's name is... Adrian Andrews.
What?
Oh, God!
Witness! That's not who you told me he was earlier.
Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it's Adrian Andrews.
What? This can't be. On the phone earlier.
What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. de Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. de Killer told him a different name. Madden Guard, perhaps. I knew it.
This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie.
But you were the one who summoned this witness.
You, Shelly de Killer.
My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Madden Guard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah.
The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. de Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all.
No.
With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Guard is innocent.
I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict.
Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately.
What now? With the way this is going, Angar will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. De Killer is lying, and Angar, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this?
Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant?
Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelly de Killer is certainly lying under oath.
It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie.
But Mr. de Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client.
No, that's not true.
Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the Nickel Samurai's costume.
But that's...
You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impact was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead.
No, Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them the real story, who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me. Yes, I know the truth.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? It's Matt, so... Phoenix, I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt Engard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than Engard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Engard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him. Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please?
The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. de Killer.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. To see through this witness's lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. de Killer.
Right away, Your Honor.
Has the verdict been reached?
Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more.
About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need from me for?
Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done.
What is he talking about? Usually done?
But what shall we have him testify about now?
Mr. de Killer, if you don't mind, please testify by your client in more detail.
You legal people and your procedures. It is any wonder no one likes to go to court. Alright, here we go. About my client, part 2. As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Crito was dead. But even more appealing is the creation and blending of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
This is a most unexpected turn of events. For the, 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
We still have the cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here.
Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then...
Then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes 2 of us. So let's go through the evidence this time and see what... Tampering with the scene of the crime. Planted to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. She already knew from the very beginning. No, because she brought that wine glass with her in that room. She didn't know from the very beginning that Juan Crito was dead. And this wine glass totally backs that up. Objection! Alright. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. de Killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Crito had been murdered.
But how? How do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass?
Mr. de Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Crito had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim.
But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind.
I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct?
I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Crito's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all.
Aha!
How strange.
Yes?
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence.
Ah, sorry.
That sounded like an awfully weak objection to me.
Anyway, I'm positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Very well.
Right now I have to buy us more time.
While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here, I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. Yeah, when are you gonna get here, Von Karma? This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory and I believe I have made no mistakes.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Didn't see much to press on. Let's just try pressing this time. Kind of have a little cycle go on. 1 week ago, are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind.
Please, stop.
In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind.
A specific date and time? Did you ask why on that specific night?
No, I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions.
Your suspicions, huh? So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night?
I'm sure it was all for the bear.
The bear? The bear?
My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Carina's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me.
You must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents in the press conference, after all.
That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was.
I see.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
Not really. What the killer said sounds plausible, but in the end it's just his conjecture. No, Your Honor, I don't think it's very important.
Well then, witness, please continue.
So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right?
Of course I did.
What was that? What was with the brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details.
I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail.
And why is that?
That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
I don't know. Let's press on the last one and see what happens. Why he meets his client is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I have already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. That's when I thought I could trust this person as a client.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
Let's try it. If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now is of the utmost importance.
Oh, really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony.
Very well.
Okay. So this has got to be the one that we press on, or present on, sorry. When I saw him, I thought I could trust this person as a client. Ha! He said him! He's such an idiot! Oh my god, what an idiot he is. I would like to go over this one more time. Oh man, he just messed it up so bad. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time.
Yes, that is correct.
And that's when you thought he was trustworthy.
How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale.
What?
Shelly de Killer, you have never met the real Adrian Andrews.
Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip up about her. So what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman! Oh! Oh my god, the whole thing just exploded.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
This witness testified to the following, that he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking the request.
But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. de Killer's client cannot have been Mr. Adrian Andrews.
Oh my god, the radio is sweating.
Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
Good lord.
I believe it has to do with their name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. de Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender, and so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on? Shelly de Killer, this court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another.
So does that mean you remember something different now?
Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. Oh, I know he's just going to spit out more lies.
Very well, but this time, please give us the truth, and nothing but the truth.
Oh. Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Carita and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man.
So you took this job through a letter.
He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know, I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay, like we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me, no matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
Now then, let's begin the cross-examination.
So just in case we don't break the testimony, I guess we'll just press. But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. Didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess.
Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. de Killer met with his client?
I don't think so. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof.
I see. And your line of questioning was just another waste of time.
Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong.
How dare you, Edgeworth? You suck. And why could you not meet certain clients? Recently, I have been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities.
Nice business opportunities?
On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail.
Electronic mail? Do you have to mail that in a special insulated envelope?
I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as email.
Email?
In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot, hands down.
Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client, and...
2 or 3 other things.
Yeah.
Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I push his buttons the wrong way and he gets mad. Whether or not they're really related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney? Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? I smell the stench of a backstabber, and should you turn out to be one... Wait! Uh-oh, this is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Oh, let's go for it. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find the figurine. I was told that my job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Korea's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client? Interesting.
This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony.
As you wish. Let's press. I found this figurine in Mr. Engard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her to there. That was also part of the plan to free Mr. Engard, I'm sure.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony?
Let's try it. So the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews, but I know somewhere in that statement there is a contradiction, and yet I know that if I present something trivial here, he will cut the connection on his end. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence. She's right. So now what, Dr. Wright? Witness, let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at Engard Mansion. Is that correct? Yes, where are you going with this? Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly.
What?
This is a battle of wits. I can't let up on him. I don't think it is possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. Yeah, it's gotta be the suicide note because it was inside the figurine, so. Shelly de Killer, if you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item?
I see where you're going.
Yep, that's where I'm going.
Where's everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase?
Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. And I was going to burn it for her sake. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it!
Order! So that's where you two are going.
So by the very fact that the suicide note is still inside the bear, tells us that your client doesn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means...
And it means, Your Honor, that it's impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client.
Oh, I don't know how to do that.
Order!
Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of your agreement. No, that's not. That's enough. If that is your intention, then there's only one thing for me to do. Wait, please! Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No, please! Not that! Please, wait! Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand. Otherwise...
What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor?
I didn't understand this. Witness is up or is this now? Do you think there is a need to hear more testimony or is this enough?
Well, we should. Edgeworth, we can't do this. When we keep this up, Maya, she'll... the prosecution,
Let us come over, everyone. Even you are...
Prosecution rests.
What's going on around here?
The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor.
What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution requests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. de Killer's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelly de Killer's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
If I end the trial here right now, then your client, Matt Engard, would be declared innocent. In his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder.
Miss Andrews would be charged with murder.
The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt Engard, to the stand.
The items from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. And I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Oh man, this is a big decision.
Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent.
Ha. Oh my god, he's revealing himself in the court. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out.
Mr. Regard?
You were atrocious as a lawyer, weren't you? Giving your client away like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap. It's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life?
You better get him got a guilty sentence, okay?
But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as a murderer. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Mattengard, is innocent.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want. Aren't you? Right? I can't do this. But I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Mattengard, is... Oh boy.
We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Mattengard, your client deserves an answer.
Maya, I'm sorry. Mattengard is...
Objection!
Oh my god! Franziska von Karma! Oh man! Oh, I'm having goosebumps now. What are you doing here? Ow! You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool.
Did you bring them, the final pieces? Do you have them?
You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this.
What a filthy old coat this is.
That's Gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial. All for what is inside that raggedy coat? I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence.
Your final evidence?
Oh man.
This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial.
What?
Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last, and request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police.
He must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn his whole situation around like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Sure. Question. Does that pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least to me. Huh?
That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it?
That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Franziska. It's probably not going to help us very much. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. I bet the killer took that from Engard Mansion. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah, but I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Shelly de Killer is no ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Aha! Is that a uniform from the Great Water Hotel? Was that used during the crime? I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There's one thing I found interesting about this uniform.
And what is that?
There is a button missing on the uniform.
A button?
It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. Interesting. That is all I have to present, Your Honor.
It's just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure we are under normal circumstances that these items from Shelly de Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing.
It is, who is the client?
Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now.
Wait, Your Honor! Please allow me to examine this new evidence.
Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix? I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's... Try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2? The first. Make Engard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Engard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with Engard. If the killer were no longer thinking of Engard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He is a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We have seen all the pieces of evidence, and that is how we have come to know the truth. But there are people who have not seen them all, and those people do not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
I have already told you, Mr. Wright, this court does not need any more evidence.
I am not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor.
Then, you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you 1 chance.
1 chance?
Please show your evidence you think is the right person.
That's impossible to turn a situation around in 1 try.
1 try, that is all I will permit.
I have to try to remember. Can I save my game? Yes. That's how you do it. Everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix. Think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking Engard down at the same time.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to?
Okay, so none of these people on this page. It's either Matt, Adrian, or Shelly. Shelly was not here for the entire court, so you know what? He wasn't here for the trial at all, so let's go with him.
I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person.
Oh, boy. Oh, he tried to recover it, so this might be it.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to the witness.
Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier.
Alright, it looks like they got a hold of him. Maya, she's okay, right?
Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence?
Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back.
That was most regrettable. However, it was in orders from my client. I was told to protect that videotape.
I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape?
I was sternly told by my client to not watch it, so I have absolutely no idea.
Actually, you are on this tape.
Me?
There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded.
What?
Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Who is it that planted a camera?
Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally.
That was Adrian Andrews.
Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right?
Yes.
That was so they could film you.
I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why.
Why did Madangard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. Okay, the top and bottom are stupid choices. It's gotta be blackmail. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly de Killer?
Oh!
It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning.
Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client.
I have one question for the witness.
Yes?
You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all.
Yes, that's right.
But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then?
That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment.
I see. That's all I wanted to know.
So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around.
Mr. Wright,
Yes?
my contract with my client is over as of now.
Woohoo!
I seem to have a new job in my hands. I will now return to you, your precious item.
What the? I'm not an item!
we get her back? Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, man.
This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness. And, Miss Von Karma, where did that...
She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict.
Come on, baby. Yeah, how do you like me now? Mr. Guard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy.
Before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometimes in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me!
Now then, Your Honor, the
Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please.
Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright?
We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief.
BAM!
Madam Guard, even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger, no matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore! No! Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy crap! Oh my god, that's really gross. Jeez. God.
As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
We? I don't remember you helping out much in this.
Mr. Edgeworth, how is Madam Guard?
I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whip leather right about now.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
Yes, I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. This trial was the first time I had stood on the witness stand, and when I did, I really felt hopeless. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did.
This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me.
But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself and who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I am really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone.
Looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Woo! We win! All right!
You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting him not guilty, right?
Yes, I understand now.
Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter.
I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? My client, Madam Guard, is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer? Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you.
Right! Edgeworth! I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody.
Really?
Girls,
You're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car.
Oh, Mr. Maya's safe! You did it, you really did it, Mr. Nick!
Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid.
I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her! Mr. Nick will save her! Ah!
Thanks.
Oh,
What's wrong?
Miss Von Karma!
About earlier. Thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you?
Don't worry, she may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth. For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair.
If you guys remember the first game.
And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened. So I had left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death.
As well you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die.
But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change.
What foolish nonsense.
We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well.
What? You trusted your enemy?
It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold in everything we have, erasing the paradoxes of one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you.
The truth!
Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense lawyers exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory. Who ran away into the night.
Ah! Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick?
You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool.
It's Von Karma!
I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Franziska threw something on the ground just now.
This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later.
Oh, that was Phoenix I was talking, sorry.
There's something else.
Ah! Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip?
What? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right?
Okay.
Nick!
Maya!
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya!
Yeah! We did it! Oh, man.
Oh, Nick! I knew you would come through! You got on guard convicted, like I knew you would! And on top of that, you even rescued me!
Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever! Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly.
Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it.
Maya?
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
I believe you're alright.
Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago.
Oh boy. Yeah, I was about to say.
Alright. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place.
Huh? Where are we going?
Food, Nick, food! Grab, chow, I'm starved. I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick.
You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please.
If you insist.
Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick.
Oh, sorry, that was Phoenix talking again. God dang it. Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I decided that we have to make it up by having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick, food!
Oh, is this game over yet? God dang it.
Hey, pal, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things.
A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him.
You did it again, city boy. I feel like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking.
Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai.
Thanks.
Now look here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor, don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't stop being a lot nicer than him, he might just kick it. Tonight, even.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, come on now, everyone gather round. Y'all are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer.
Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera.
Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal.
Amen to that, pal. Amen.
You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective. Huh, me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Oh, well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait, that's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things total, sir.
What? 4?
Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket.
There was a 4th item?
Oh, come on, y'all, it's over. Well, boy, I tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh?
You think?
Why did she look so happy about that?
For being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture.
Sounds like you had a rough gal. So where's this picture of yours?
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway.
Ah. It sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. Oh boy. What is it, Edgeworth?
This thing is picking something up. Ah, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device used to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet.
And you've eaten way too much, you glutton.
I had fun tonight, now if you'll excuse me.
Wait!
What?
I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there.
If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right?
I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. Oh, I think I know why they... Oh, wait. Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm right here.
What's this?
Thank you. It's all thanks to you, too. You and her.
You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
Look Mr. Nick. Hey, Mr. Maya. Yes, Pearly. I guess you two could go back to being lovey-dovey.
Right.
You and Mr. Nick, I mean.
Pearly, or
Well, you got it already. You're embarrassing me.
Anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick.
Huh? Oh yeah, I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kinda already put your name on the bill. Huh?
Yeah, I got my situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It'd be better be anyhow for $3,000.
Huh?
Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all.
Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick.
why do I suddenly feel like screaming?
You don't need to hold back now, you hear?
Yeah, pal, time to let it all out.
This is going to be the first time I get a real you.
Go on.
Or
Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
all right then, if you say so. Aha! Objection! And that is the end of Phoenix Wright 2, Justice for All. Wow, what a game! What a series. I mean, I've already said that at the ending of the last one, but well, here we go.
You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro.
So that is the end of the second game. What a long video this has been. This is over like an hour, just like yesterday.
I'm so happy you can keep missing Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the 2 of you. Speaking of, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the 2 of you just in case.
Oh man. Background graphics are really good, yeah. All these people I gotta give credit to. These guys were amazing.
Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Crashing headlong and everything is the only way to live, pal.
So, yeah, we're gonna take a little bit of a break from Phoenix Wright, maybe at 1 or 2 months, I think. Oh, here's Maggie. Hi, Maggie Bird. I'm retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who can come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, right, Mr. Wright? Oh. My knees are shaking right now. I'm just so happy I finally beat this.
Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Director Howdy. Recently, yes. That girl, you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, if I even laid so much as an eye on her, it would go crack. It didn't matter if I got with you. Yes. Oh.
I like that character. There was a lot of good characters they added into this game, like Director Hottie. I hated the circus case. That was pretty. Yeah, this guy.
It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, sweetie. And to let the world know we are serious, I plan to make it a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe.
Hey, Max,
What do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk?
I think if there are any talking bunnies even, they will laugh at Mo's jokes.
Oh God, where is Mo? Oh man.
I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls, represent. You've got your act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it.
I'm excited to see the new characters that come into the next game. I'm always excited to see a new case because there's a lot of creativity that are built into all of these.
What's this trash? It's an ordinary electric razor recharging on its stand. I can't believe this. Really? How long do they plan on making me do this? But it's Entry Pool's idea, so that means it must have a deep hidden meaning.
But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? Ah, it was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty in my
Oh my god. Oh boy. Jeez. Special thanks to those two guys. And those guys. Oh man. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. She was a pretty good... I think Andrews was a good character too. I just hope they bring back some of these characters. I mean, they have from the previous ones. It's become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity.
Yeah, what's gonna happen to him?
Go to jail. God. Maybe he might come back in the next game. Who knows? I feel like they're gonna do something with him in a future Ace Attorney game. What? We're still going? What is going on here? This is way too long of a video. For Phoenix Wright, that is. Where are you going, Franziska? How did you know I was here?
With this.
That's...
I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example.
That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy, drab coat of his... I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash, I promise you that.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from De Killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things total, sir.
4 items?
It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket.
He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over.
What are you going to do now?
That's none of your business.
Are you running away?
Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter.
Franziska?
So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me? I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to.
You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be.
No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away.
Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip.
You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. Sorry about the noise, guys. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge.
I see.
You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today.
I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did.
Adrian Andrews?
You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma.
Oh my god.
I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth.
Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. So I guess we'll be seeing her in the third game. Ah! That's awesome. That's really cool. Capcom. And that is it for Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney 2 Justice for All on the WiiWare service. Is there anything coming up here? Nope. Okay, good. So we should be able to see the picture now for episode 4. Yep. So, just Miles Edgeworth. Alright, so Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney 3 Trials and Tribulations is our next stop in our Phoenix Wright kind of Let's Play series. So we'll be taking about a 1 or 2 month break. As you guys probably already know, as you guys know, I've bought the game like quite a while ago, but I haven't even opened the game yet before. So we'll be starting a new file on Phoenix Wright Attorney or Trials and Tribulations, Court Record 1 for the file name, and yeah. So I'm actually really excited, but I do want to take quite a bit of a break. So I'll let more Let's Plays come in here. The next Let's Play will be Slender the Arrival, which is coming in less than 2 weeks. So thank you everybody for watching our 40th Let's Play, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All on the WiiWare service. And I will see you guys in my next video, coming soon. Objection!